Hello, Scorpio. Here's a little excerpt from a book called In Search of Stones, A Pilgrimage by M. Scott Peck, who is also the author of The Road Less Traveled. Certainly, she's hunting, yet she's so good at it, she makes it look like simple gathering, as if she was simply collecting an apron full of forget-me-nots from a field of wildflowers. The distinction between hunters and gatherers is not at all clear. Chronically engaged in battle with such vigor, by and large, we have transcended, but that doesn't mean it is resolved. With a hunter's appreciative eye, such respect, are we able to truly walk in each other's shoes? So, Scorpio, So Scorpio, your reading came up well, we'll just say that there is, here's a quick little, so your season is a golden serpent coiled in the shape of an egg that's circled and eating its own tail. There's a stranger figured dancing, and I see this as half male and half female, wearing a gold crown on the female head and a wreath of laurel leaves around the neck. There is the golden staff and the world snake, the Ouroboros. There's also the four symbols over the reels, so of fire, air, water, and earth. We also see the accompanying Hermes and Aphrodite. Aphrodite confided Hermes to the nymphs of Mount Ida, who brought him up in the forests. We have the four devices which surround the image in the world card that belongs here to the four deities, Aphrodite, Zeus, Athene, and Poseidon. We've already encountered this, right, with the magician. We have a cup of love, the sword of intellect, the wand of imagination, and the pentacle of physical reality. Okay, and we'll meet these symbols again when we explore the four suits of the minor arcana. Now, the serpent, which surrounds you with the ancient world, as we have seen, embodies the raw instinctual power of life itself. This is forever devouring and recreating itself. So we can see here that this is just kind of an ever-going theme in your life experience. Okay. So we're embracing wholeness. This is the symbolism of the world in tarot for your first pull. All right, so we have a representation not only of the accumulation of a journey, but also the potential for the union within yourself. So as you explore the intricate symbols of the world, your world, you'll most likely encounter a rich tapestry of archetypal images and mythological connections that'll reveal deep insights about your personal evolution. So if you ever feel drawn to these types of interests, go with it. It may most likely help you in understanding what it is that's going to help push you forward. So at the heart, right, lies the image of a golden serpent coiled in the shape of an egg, devouring its own tail. This is a powerful representation of the Ouroboros, the world snake, as we said before. This ancient symbol, it embodies the cyclical nature of existence, okay, wherein life continually regenerates itself. It suggests that within the challenges and struggles we face lie the seeds of transformation. So Scorpio, the serpent's form is a reminder that life is both a journey of endings and beginnings, where every conclusion births new possibilities. Okay, surrounding the central figure, right, is that image of a dancer. This is embodying the duality of being, half masculine, half feminine, right, adorned with a golden crown and a laurel wreath. This figure stands as a representation of the balance between opposites. This is echoing the qualities of the four deities that reside within you, that you are connected with in this time: Aphrodite, Zeus, Athena, and Poseidon. Right, each of these gods, they encompass different aspects of the human experience. So right now you will be going through and are going through currently the emotional, the intellectual, the creative, and the material human experience. This is inviting you to acknowledge and integrate these dimensions within yourself. Okay. The resignation with the qualities that you've previously encountered in the magicians, particularly the four elements, right, that we talked about, represented by the cup, the sword, the wand, and the pentacle. These elements symbolize love, intellect, imagination, and physical reality. So respectfully, it serves as a reminder that your journey through the tarot is not merely about acquiring knowledge, but about experiencing the unity of these forces in your life. As you navigate the complexities of your existence, okay, you often find yourself in conflict between that maternal care and paternal ethics, the intuition and rationality, the solitude and the connection. These are struggles that can lead to a fragmented sense of self, okay? But you're encouraged now and being helped now to transcend that duality, okay? It invites you to seek integration and harmony, reminding you that all parts of your being can coexist within the expanse of the world snake's embrace. There's also a challenge here of perception of wholeness, right? The idea of complete integration can seem just beyond your reach, but as human nature is inherently imperfect, you can take a breath of release and relief, okay? There's a realization and a healing that is occurring when we allow conflicting aspects of ourselves to coexist, right? We start to forge deeper understandings of this new landscape that we're in, okay? And when you confront your ambivalence, recognizing both the light and the shadow within us, we begin to see glimpses of the divine, an archetype that represents true harmony, the androgyne. Yes, this quest is for wholeness, and it serves as a metaphor for potential and new journeys, right? So each of your realizations, each of your integrations, Scorpio, is not a final destination, but a stepping stone towards greater understanding. So as you go through and you acknowledge these complexities, okay, you're going to embark on the Fool's journey. And some of you may already be on that journey or are just coming out of it, right? And that's a transformative experience of discovery that honors both our conscious and unconscious selves. So ultimately, in this first part, there's a reminder that completion is not an endpoint, okay? It's a dynamic process that continuously unfolds as we embrace ourselves. It encourages us to celebrate our journey, recognizing that each struggle brings us closer to our true selves, allowing us to dance in harmony with the vibrant energies of existence, right? So in that pursuit of wholeness, Scorpio, there is your quest for personal fulfillment and spiritual maturity, right? The concept of wholeness, for some, can often stand as an elusive ideal, right? This image of wholeness as envisioned in the present moment serves as an aspirational goal rather than a tangible state that we can entirely claim as our own. Right? As human beings, we are inherently imperfect, grappling with conflicting parts of ourselves. The archetype of the divine represents an ultimate state of unity and duality, right? It remains beyond our immediate grasp. Nonetheless, we are afforded fleeting glimpses of this ideal during instances of inner healing. So, when disparate aspects of our psyche, once at war with one another, finally converge, yielding a profound sense of peace and resolution. And that may be why a lot of times you will feel that elation and that relaxation and continuity, and then it almost seems like it's gone with just a snap of your fingers. You know, it's something that can be strived for, staying constant, but it's more naturally meant to come and go. So typically when you're confronted, right, by the oppositional forces within you, you may instinctively choose to deny that existence, right? There's a denial often that manifests in the representation of only one side of the conflict, right? This is relegating the other half to the shadowy realms of your unconscious, right? So alternatively, right, we might project the troubling aspects of our being into external entities, such as individuals or situations. This thereby expending our emotional and mental energies in battles that distract us from the real struggle occurring within ourselves. This propensity to overlook or misplace our ambivalence is a hallmark of the human condition, right? Yet, how many of us genuinely muster the courage to acknowledge this ambivalence and engage with it constructively? We are multifaceted beings, and that so-called fool's journey symbolically illustrates a path of discovery through the opposites that comprise our existence. Scorpio, both conscious and unconscious. This journey often resembles an egg, yes, indicating the potential for new beginnings. Each time you arrive at a sense of accomplishment or healing, you may find that a new challenge emerges, inviting you to continue your exploration of the cyclical path that you're traversing. You are allowed to take a moment and take a break. You do not have to keep going on to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. We do need to continue forward, but you are allowed to take breaks. So when you find yourself in a constant motion, okay, engaging with your complexities while moving towards a more integrated self of wholeness, right? Each of these cycles of conflict and resolution will bring you the opportunity for deeper understanding and greater alignment within yourself, right? The pursuit of wholeness is not merely about achieving a final state of completeness. It is about embracing the dynamic process of growth, of transformation, and reconciliation. In essence, Scorpio, your journey toward wholeness is both a personal and universal endeavor. It calls upon you to honor that multifaceted nature of your being and to acknowledge that the ongoing interplay of opposites are within. You will empower yourself to navigate those complexities of life with courage and grace. Ultimately, Scorpio, moving closer to the ideal of wholeness that beckons from beyond your reach, in this journey, you discover that the path towards harmony is as significant as the destination itself. Now we have the Four of Cups, which often symbolizes a profound sense of discontent on an emotional level. So you may be invited to explore the depths of your psyche, where your inner feelings reside, something inadequately observed or understood. There is a significant state of dissatisfaction, and it can plague our personal relationships, leading us to question the nature of our connections and our expectations that we place upon them. So this is another helpful tool in that journey to wholeness. In the myth of Psyche, we see a poignant and illustrated lady that is in emotional turmoil, right? Psyche, although visited each night by a loving and devoted husband, she feels an inexplicable sadness, a loss. Something's missing. There's a solitude. There's discontentment. Right? And it's not merely a reflection of her external circumstances, but rather an internal struggle that is rooted in her perceptions and beliefs. Which, in a lot of ways, is why when we try to change our external environment, the people, the places, the things, and we still keep coming up with the same outcomes, that's really an indication that there's something a lot deeper within ourselves that is in need of some love, some change, some acknowledgement, right? And once that starts to be realized and there's a growing awareness, right, that something is amiss, then the connection that once felt enchanting, but now reveals cracks, right? Making us ponder what lies beneath the surface. It comes to light, right? That inner dissatisfaction, okay, that triggers feelings of betrayal or perceived cheating. The ultimate betrayal often stems from unrealistic expectations that we impose on ourselves and others. But where does that come from? Why are we doing that? Rooted in perceptions and beliefs, right? The presence of Psyche's jealous and unappealing sisters evokes a critical inner dialogue, right? A manifestation of Psyche's own doubts and insecurities. Although those around her are behaving spitefully, it sort of acts as a catalyst, right? Forcing Psyche to confront a deeper issue regarding the true nature of her relationship, right? The discontentment that we go through mirrors the experiences of many individuals who find themselves in similar positions. So Scorpio, the initial joys and fulfillment associated with love and companionship often become overshadowed by a growing awareness that something is off. So we're encouraged to acknowledge our own shadow sides, the hidden and often less admirable aspects of our personalities, right? We all possess these darker elements, which can make us feel unsettled or unworthy, but acknowledging these shadows is crucial for personal growth, right? They compel us to delve deeper into our emotional landscape and seek greater honesty in our interactions. Right? They challenge us to confront uncomfortable truths about ourselves and our relationships, which is also why it is so hard to do sometimes. Scorpio, as you stand at the crossroads, okay, so you're at the crossroads of your dissatisfaction, right? You've already faced the two potential paths. You can now allow unexpressed resentment to come out instead of fester. You can choose the harder route, one that demands introspection and scrutiny, or one that's full of challenges, right? That leads to authentic understanding and connection. It prompts one to reassess previous assumptions and fantasies, even, ultimately enriching your emotional experience and guiding you toward more fulfilling relationships. There is an illumination that is necessary for self-reflection, and you're invited to embrace your vulnerabilities through exploration, right? Cultivating that deeper, meaningful relationships that can transcend the superficial expectations of love. This will lead you, Scorpio, to a richer and more satisfying emotional life. But to piggyback on that, you also had the Seven of Pentacles. Okay. This is navigating choices between stability and new pursuits. So, the goal is wholeness. The evaluation of your emotional side and how it's correlated and related to your relationships. And now, with this new awareness and understanding, you're faced with choices between stability and what is in a new pursuit, new endeavor. We don't know if it's going to be stable or not. It's scary. We don't know what's going to happen. So there's, Scorpio, an intricate tapestry of human experience that often presents us with moments that necessitate significant choices. Okay, so one such moment can be found in the symbolism of your card, Seven of Pentacles. So this embodies the themes of contemplation, assessment, and the weighing of options. So here we delve into the deeper implications of the card. Okay, particularly its call to engage with both the positive and negative aspects of your life journey. So at the core, you're invited to acknowledge the fruits of your labor, to take stock of what you have achieved so far. So in the story of Daedalus, a figure laden with the burden of choice, representative of our own challenging decisions, this card compels us to reflect on the hard work that we've invested in our current projects or relationships and assess whether the stability these have brought us is worth the security that they provide. The inherent duality of this decision is paramount. Okay, so on one side lies the tangible results of your efforts, the established foundation that while offering safety, it may come also with the weight of complacency. On the other side is the allure of the unknown, the possibility of new adventure, albeit uncertain and risky. It carries the potential for growth and revitalization. The question arises, however, shall you nurture what you have painstakingly created so far, or shall you dare to embrace new possibilities that could yield even greater results? So you have a reflection period, and it often surfaces during periods of difficulty, especially in work-related contexts. Okay, the pressure of a challenging work environment or stagnation within your career, it could prompt you to reconsider a different pathway. And it may even, especially now in this time with Pluto, retrograde, and then it's going to be going back into a new house that it hasn't been in for a very, very long time. Really pushing you in a different direction if you're not already on the direction that your soul path wants you to be on. You might start to begin getting a sense of longing for change, right? And it could lead you to pivotal choices, to remain indifferent to the past efforts. That may seem pragmatic. However, reports of dissatisfaction and longing for novelty could weigh heavily on your mind at this time. So this is just a reminder of the balance, right, that you must strike between security and ambition. It prompts a critical evaluation. Does the comfort of the familiar outweigh the potential rewards of pursuing something new? It encourages self-examination, leading you to embrace wholeness by confronting your fears of the unknown alongside the recognition of your achievements. So ultimately, the decision embodied in this moment is not merely about choosing a path. It's about understanding who you are at this juncture and aligning your choices with your authentic selves. In confronting your shadow, those elements of doubt and fear that can hold you back will open the door to a fuller, more integrated existence. It's a creative journey that often mirrors the complexity of life itself. And at various stages of this journey, Scorpio, you will encounter challenges that demand not only your skills, but also your strength of character, your vision, and a spirit of adventure. Yeah. In the realm of creativity, every hurdle represents an opportunity for growth and discovery, right? The adventurer mindset, it's going to become essential. This phase signifies a time of celebration, of stability, and community support. It resonates an encouraging means of leverage of your strengths and channeling of your vision into tangible physical outcomes. It's an invitation to recognize that help is always available, allowing you to reach your goal more efficiently. So, just as the story of Orpheus, the mythical figure known for his deep feeling and empathic nature, he disarms his foes through music and charm. So too can you navigate your creative endeavors by fostering empathy and connection, right? Creating an atmosphere where ideas can flourish and collaboration can thrive. It would be good to seek out partners who share your vision, who can transform individual strengths into collective power. The support of network and community will offer insights and feedback and encouragement, propelling the creative process forward for you and allowing you to reach your objectives more efficiently. There is also, in the intricate tapestry of the major arcana, the card representing the devil that came up. And this can evoke fear and shame and resistance, yet at the heart of this card lies the mythological figure of Pan, right? An embodiment of primal instincts, wild nature, unrestrained sexuality. Understanding Pan's narrative reveals deeper insights into the human psyche and often ignored aspects of our existence. So you make it thus far, and there will, like we said earlier, always be the popping up of these shadowy aspects of our human nature. And we can ignore it and try to push it away out of fear or shame. Or we can be open and curious about it. So Pan is a deity of the wild, right? He is a figure marked by his beginnings, abandoned by his mother, a reflection of the inherent solitude and rejection that shadows many of us as we navigate life, right? He embodies the duality of attraction and repulsion. His ascent to Olympus, courtesy of Hermes, signifies the elevation of our often ignored desires to the forefront, where they can be both acknowledged and witnessed by the divine. So there's haunting woods and pastures. Pan personifies the fertile, phallic spirit of nature, wild and untamed. He stands as a representation of the untapped energy within you, which society often seeks to suppress from us. There is a very deep, intricate relationship between human and nature, and it's echoed in the way that we often find ourselves in bondage to our most basic instinctual aspects, the darker sides of our being. It can seem and appear intimidating. It can elicit feelings of shame, particularly surrounding our bodies and sexual impulses. And that shame that looms over sexual identity and physical forms is deeply entrenched. Psychoanalysts have illuminated these hidden aspects over the last century, prompting us to confront the emotional barriers that we construct around our bodies. And, many of us carry sexual blockages, hidden, shameful energies that dissipate into the ether, of our personality, rendering us less whole, However, the act of confronting these elements provides an opportunity for that catharsis, for reclaiming those lost energies that once kept our spirits up and enriched our lives. And I know, Scorpio, navigating these waters is not without its challenges, but before we can truly move forward, we must engage in our journey to the heart of our personal labyrinth, where we will inevitably encounter our darkness. And it is in this confrontation that we surrender to our most primal selves and comprehend the sheer power of embracing our natural state. And in doing so, you shed the constraints of societal expectations and superficial shame, allowing you to re-emerge as you were always meant to be, authentic and natural being. I'm going to continue this on in Patreon. Yes. So if you would like to hear more, as we have run out of time right now, my apologies. We will continue on Patreon. I hope you have a wonderful autumn season. And remember, Scorpio, every act of creation is first of all an act of destruction.